There have been some major developments when it comes to formulating and also finalizing India's future tours program for the 2023-2027 cycle. The BCCI, in a note that was shared with some of the state associations, have outlined some very important points when it came to the Futures Tour program for India. And there has been a landmark decision taken on the women's IPL also. Plus, there is also a slight spectre of a loss that the Indian Cricket Board, the BCCI, might have to undergo because of an ongoing tax issue that is there. All these points will be highlighted, and if you want to mark down your calendars as to what is coming up for India and how exciting it is for women's cricket, well, this video is for you. So let's begin with the major points of what will be India's future series in 2023-2027 and also analyze whether they are playing a lot more games or a lot less games as compared to the 2019-2023 cycle. Well, luckily in the 2023-2027 cycle, there is one thing which will be there, and that is the World Test Championship cycle. That has proven to be a hit. It has given Test cricket a lot of relevance. But one major update in the 2023-2027 cycle is there will be no ODI Super League. Now, how will the teams be seeded and how will the qualifying happen? What happens to the ICC World Cup qualifiers? All that will be debated later on in one of the ICC meetings. But there is no ODI Super League. The major thing is, we all are wondering, when will India play 5 test series a lot often? Well, here it is now. India will play a 5 test series versus Australia and England every 2 years. So in a 4-year cycle, you will have 2 cycles of a 5 test series against Australia and England, both at home and away. Talk about a 5 test series overkill. You thought the Ashes was the prime? It's no longer. 2023-2027 has cemented the fact that Australia versus India, India versus England, they are the new rivalries. The Ashes will remain where it is. 75 to 80 days. We were all saying that there will be a 3-month window in the IPL heading into 2023. It's finally been confirmed. 75 to 80 days from 2023 onwards, a dedicated window to the IPL. That is how your Futures Tour program will be for India and for most of the world, because the IPL will dictate which player plays and which teams have to feature in it. Now, what is the FTP breakup for India when it comes to both home and away in this 4-year cycle that will come after the ODI World Cup? India will play 72 home matches. If you compare it to the 2019-2023 cycle, it was 84. 12 matches have reduced. India will play 20 tests, 21 ODIs and 31 T20Is in the 2023-2027 FTP. So, this is how it is going to be. Although, let me be there is a very small disclaimer that I have to say in that. In the 2019-2023 cycle, India played 18 tests. In this, India are playing more tests. 2 more, but still they are playing more. ODIs have taken a slight take back. They are not playing that much. T20Is continue to rule the roost. 31 T20Is. So 72 matches at home India will play in 2023-2027. What about away? India are going to play 69 matches away. And remember, there will be separate cycles for ODIs and T20Is when it comes to touring Australia and England for India. 5 test series has its own cycle, but ODIs and T20Is will have a separate cycle altogether if India have to tour. Now, in this 2023 FTP cycle, what has happened is, where there will be not much test attraction, say West Indies, New Zealand and all the other nations, India will play 5 T20I series against them, because they believe if it doesn't attract test value or ODI value, it will definitely attract T20I value. So that is one of the major additions. 69 in a 4-year cycle. But many will argue that in 2019-2023 cycle, India actually played 79 games. But yet again, the number of ODIs and T20Is has reduced. 18 tests, 21 ODIs and 30 tests in this period. That is how India's away games match up. 72 plus 69 in this 4-year cycle, and you are left with 141. India will play 141 games in the 2023-27 cycle, but in 2019-2023, it's a reduction of 22 games. The future is pretty clear, folks. This 2023-2027 cycle is going to ensure that leagues, T20 leagues all over the world, gain the upper hand. International matches may reduce, but the reduction is predominantly, if you have to say, in ODIs and T20Is, not so much in test matches. So number reduced because of increased IPL window. It was obvious. From March onwards till May or June first week, you're going to have the IPL. March end to June first week, a dedicated 3-month window. It will definitely have to play a part in reducing the number of international games. Now, what are the World Test Championship matchups for India? That is also a very important thing, because India are on the verge of not making it to the final in this cycle. Maybe in the 2023 cycle they can try again. So India will play New Zealand, England and Bangladesh at home. Away they will play Australia, West Indies and South Africa. But in 2027, the 2025-2027 World Test Championship cycle, it flips. They play Australia, West Indies, South Africa at home, and away they will tour New Zealand, England, but instead of Bangladesh, they will tour Sri Lanka. That is how the World Test Championship cycles are meant for this year, for the 2023-2025 cycle and 25-27 respectively. So yet again, New Zealand, England, Bangladesh at home in 2023, Australia, West Indies, South Africa in 2023 and 25 away. So this is how it will be. England 5 tests, Australia 5 tests. What do they do with New Zealand, Bangladesh, West Indies and South Africa? Maybe 2 tests for each. South Africa, perhaps a 3-match series. Perhaps. You all may want to know what are the ICC events in this 4-year cycle. Well, here it is. 2023, the ODI World Cup in India. The 2024 World T20, it will happen in the West Indies and in the USA. 2025, the Champions Trophy will be held in Pakistan, and that will be big because in 2023 they are hosting the Asia Cup after a gap of 15 years, and the BCCI earlier had expressed its willingness that they want to send the Indian cricket team to Pakistan. If that happens, this tournament can also go ahead smoothly. 2026 World T20, you'll see Sri Lanka and India co-host it, and in 2027 World Cup, you'll see 3 hosts. Africa gets its due. Zimbabwe, South Africa and Namibia. Congratulations to Namibia for becoming a host. So after 24 years, Africa will host a major ICC ODI event. Finally, for all women cricket fans, there is a big development, and that is finally the women's IPL will happen, and most likely it will happen in March 2023. 5 teams, 22 matches, and mostly non-IPL venues like Dharamshala, Rajkot, Raipur, Cuttack, Nagpur, Indore, Guwahati have been considered. Of course, Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi are also being considered, but maybe for eliminator games, knockout games or the final games. 25-day window. There will be a dedicated 25-day window for the women's IPL, which will be taken by the IPL Governing Council in due course. So after years and years in the exponential popularity of India's women's cricket, finalists in the 2020 World T20, 2017 ODI World Cup finalists, 2022 silver medalist at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, India women's cricket team is on the rise. And despite 1 year not playing due to COVID, the popularity has luckily sustained itself for some time. However, you may all consider that yes, finally India is hosting events and ICC events, a prestige issue, right? Actually, there is a bit of a small problem here. If India hosts the 2023 ODI World Cup, the BCCI, instead of making profit, could lose 58 to 116 million USD. Why is that? Because of tax issue. The tax issue, remember, in 2016, because the government of India did not give an exemption, India's share in the central revenue pool at the ICC shrunk. It was depleted. 405 million USD was the loss that time. This time, they are working hard with the government to ensure that all the ICC events held in India get a tax exemption. Otherwise, if it doesn't happen, 58 to 116 million could be the loss yet again for the BCCI. Will they want to shoulder that loss again? We don't know. But one hopes that the tax issues are solved by the time the 2023 ODI World Cup happens. Remember, the 2016 World T20 hosting and the tax fiasco that happened at that did not put India in good light. So in this way, several major key decisions were taken when it came to the women's IPL and the FTP in India. So mark these dates down and mark these years down, folks. 4 years, you'll have an extended IPL. You'll have all the major World Test Championship events. You'll also have major ICC events every year. That is how cricket is shaping up to be in this world at that point in time. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this. We'll be back with more updates from Sports Today. Press the like, comment and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, folks. Bye-bye.